following podcast is rated G for gammon. Please be aware it may contain some coarse language and is not suitable for children or gammon audiences.
Ding, ding, ding.
It's your favourite black people. Say true God.
Seriously? Say true God.
God. Always say true God.
Seriously? Say true God.
God. We're back. Say true God. Them yarns.
Say true God.
God. Always say true God. Them yarns.
Sir, did you happen to catch the professional football contest on television last night? No, I didn't. Prince came. Oh, sir, the Giants of New York took on the Packers of Green Bay. Yo, we're back! And if you didn't know, it's the deadly Aaron Nagus, award-winning podcaster on Them Yarns. And I was doing that quote, if you don't know, it's from Coming to America, one of my favorite movies of all time. And I couldn't find a New York quote that was as good as that one for this. And I know you love my quotes. All the listeners writing about it, telling me how deadly it is and how they just can't wait for me to introduce every podcast because it's always, I mean, I'm just telling you what the people
Where
are
are they writing into?
I don't know, into my personal letters. They send me letters at home. I don't know how they got my address. I think it's just my mum writing me letters. But anyway, thanks, Deborah Ann. Speaking of Deborah Ann, I think I've cracked the code.
Okay, here we go.
Introducing the producer, the main host, the international traveller, Carly Jane Wallace.
Hey! Did you say Jay or Jane?
Did I? Well, you need to decide which one did I say.
Far out. I think you may have got my middle name, everybody. What does it take? This is episode 100.
I'm sure I said it already. But anyway. I got it, everybody.
I don't even know, honest to God. I don't know if that is my middle name or not. Jay or Jane, we'll never know.
It's Jay, everybody.
It's not Jay. You got it wrong.
I said Jane.
Anyway.
You need to replay it.
Wind it back.
Replay the thing. I said Jane.
Let's go back to Courage. Rewind it back for the listeners right about now.
Jane Wallace.
Hey!
Jane.
See? I told you got it wrong.
I knew I got it right.
Oh, my God. Anyway, our award-winning podcast, Them Yarns, is back after 3 weeks of hiatus. Thanks to myself being overseas. Big note myself over in New York. Sorry about that, everybody. Yeah, I was away. Knicks at 5, baby.
Mate, and I'd like to say she's traveling because we won the awards, but no, not even good. Nothing to do with the podcast. Just getting out of here and traveling the world for, professional development purposes. But
well, I was there for a conference for work, and then I did a whole week of holiday on my own in the big city of New York. And brother, what a time to be in New York! I
know.
Swear, you messaged me first.
I messaged you because I was like, I'm not usually jealous of your trips. I was like, yeah, that's fine. That looks all right. But you were in New York.
Yeah.
And the New York Knicks, were in their first grand final in 19 years. And they somehow were not the favorites, but they somehow just won.
They just kept coming back.
Easy. Yeah, it was crazy. Some of the best finals games we've seen in a while, but holy smokes, the footage coming out of there, I was messaging, I was like, sis, you need to be careful because these mob over there are crazy.
They were going nuts.
They were crazy. Look, tell everybody what you saw and then what you saw from inside your hotel room.
Oh, okay. Well, the week that you had sent, the finals are actually being played the first week that I went there.
Yes.
And I was with work and I wasn't near Times Square. So to go near Madison Square Garden or go to Times Square where all the kind of gathering was, I was like, I'm pretty slack, and plus I had work, so I just wasn't going out at night. And then I was watching it though because I'm like, well, if they make the finals and I'm still here, like as in the close games to the finals,
yes,
then maybe, because I'm moving hotels somewhere closer. And sure enough, they came back. And can I tell you, I was there when Donald Trump was rolling into town.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Actually, of course you were. I didn't think about that. Yeah.
So I think it was like the Tuesday in New York, and was it game 3? Was it game 3? Yes, it was game 3. So game 2, everyone was electric. That's when they started jumping on cars and all the things. And then Donald Trump said he was going to come to the game for no reason but to just be there. And he came into town, and you could tell someone important was coming into town because especially up near where we were, I was kind of close to Madison Square Garden. I wasn't too far away. But because we were down the end of like near the United Nations, there's a lot of security around there. They started blocking off blocks, like as in street blocks.
Yes.
Way around the whole entire area, all around New York. They just started closing down in Manhattan, cutting streets. There were like full police barricades, like so many NYPD. You've never seen so many cops. And you could just see like something was going on. And then he came into town. I didn't get to see the little, the carry on, but it was the only game that they lost.
Yes.
In the freaking finals series, there were people going around New York smudging the place, like literally smoking it out because of his bad juju.
Exactly.
He was sitting in the stands. He fell asleep.
Watching the game.
It was the only game that they lost, the whole of the finals, the Knicks. And, everyone was not impressed in New York. Like, everyone was like, get out of here. Like, you've seen the news. Like,
Yeah, he got booed in the stadium. He got booed outside the stadium because
watch parties.
Like you would have saw the thing, like all the watch parties within blocks of Madison Square Garden, which, if you've never been to an NBA game, the NBA stadiums are set up so there's bars everywhere. So even if you can't get into the game, there's so many bars that are right there. So you get the crowd vibe. You watch the game, then you mingle with everybody afterwards. So it's like it's a community within a community.
Yeah.
And they were all losing their mind because they lost like all these opportunities. You wanted to watch it at Madison Square Garden, you couldn't.
And even you couldn't watch it anywhere near anywhere. Times Square, Madison Square Gardens. They shut everything down, which is like a lot of bars, a lot of like everything got shut, parks. You couldn't go anywhere. There was just Secret Service everywhere, NYPD everywhere. So, all the watch parties, because every night of the finals, there were just watch parties all across the 5 boroughs of New York. Like just everyone would come together in the park. They'd put on a big screen. Some people would just watch it on the side of a building on a projector. Like New York was electric. So, and then they made then they won the next one, then they won the next one. It was like, oh, this is escalating.
It's happening.
And so the vibes come like, it was Saturday. So that was like the Tuesday. They won a couple, they lost. It was like, are they going to make it? Then the Saturday, the FIFA World Cup was also in New York.
Oh, wow. I didn't think about that either.
Yes, the football, the World Cup football. When I tell you every freaking race of every country was in New York. And it was right near my hotel. And I was moving that Saturday to go to a new hotel closer to Times Square. And by the afternoon, there was lines because there were buses that were going near out of all the hotels. The buses had to be at the front of my hotel. So I had to walk blocks away with my suitcase to try and get away from it because no Ubers could come to my hotel. They were just
too blocked.
Fans, like Brazilian fans, like everyone just has a FIFA. Plus the Knicks were playing. And then the next day was like Puerto Rican Day parade. So there were just like so many people in and around New York. And then, they made the finals. I was meant to go to Brooklyn that night and watch it at a friend's because they was like, come over to the block party. She lives over there. She's like, she lives in Bed-Stuy actually where Biggie grew up. And she's like, come over here. It's gonna be mad, it's gonna be a block party. I was like, I don't know, because I'd had a massive week. I really wanted to get amongst it, but I was like, I'm thinking, what's the subway gonna be like? Because it's at least 45 minutes away.
It's a trip.
It's a trip. And I'm thinking, by the time I get over there and I watch the watch party, been on my feet all week, I'm pretty tired. I'll just watch it in my hotel. I attempted to go on the rooftop. Surely the rooftop of my hotel will be playing it. It was the gammonest crowd you've ever seen in your life. So I was like, stuff this. I'm going back to my room. Watched the finals, then saw that they won. And I was like, I got to go downstairs.
Yes.
I was so slack. I was kicking back in my room and I'm like, nah, I've got to go downstairs. I've got to see what's happening. And as I walked out of the hotel, like in the hallway of my hotel, there was like this one old fella, and he black, black American fella, and I seen he had a Knicks shirt on, and I had my Knicks shirt on because I had to get a Knicks shirt while I was there, right?
Yeah, of course you did.
Had to. Went to the NBA store, hundreds of people, like When I tell you, like, there's Knicks merch on every single corner.
Yes.
And you know them like street hustlers over there?
Yeah,
They just print shirts like in the backyard. I should have bought one of them, to be honest with you, but like dodgy ways, you know, like Champs or whatever. But I had my Knicks shirt because I'm like, this is going to be my security while I'm in New York. As long as I got the Knicks shirt
Nobody
on.
can mess with me if I got one of these on.
Nobody. And apparently, like, all of the subway, luckily I didn't go to Brooklyn, is that all the subway was jam-packed. People couldn't get in and out. It was like swarms of people because everyone just made their way to Manhattan to all the watch parties. And then as soon as they won, I go downstairs and the old fella in the hallway, we're both waiting for the elevator, and he's like looking at me, and I go, "Go Knicks." And he goes, "Go Knicks, ma'am, go Knicks." And then he was like, "Oh, I can't believe this." And he was like elderly gentleman, you know. I said, "How long you been waiting for this?" He's like, 50 years. I've been waiting 50 years. I can't believe I'm here for this. I said, "Oh, where are you from?" "I'm from Atlanta, Georgia." And then me and him was young. He's like, "I got to go downstairs to be a part of this." I'm like, "Me too." And then as soon as we got in the lift, every floor down, like everyone was just piling into the lift to go downstairs. And it was just, went out on the street and just started filming. And because I was like a street back from Times Square, basically, just all the crowds coming from Bryant Park, coming down the road, like just, you know, lots of shirts off, lots of waving around, just craziness, go Knicks, and just hollering and hooting. I was down there for about, I don't know, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, just filming, and like everyone was just happy, you know, just happy vibes. I could see riot police kind of coming in, and I was like, I don't know if I want to hang around.
I don't know if they've got lots of big shields and helmets and stuff.
What is that for? You know, it wasn't just your average NYPD anymore. It was like, oh, okay, we got some riot police coming in. So I was like, that's enough for me. I'll hook it upstairs. And with overnight, buses, like literally the street over from me, buses on fire, their taxis smashed in. It was just madness. I didn't hear a damn thing because my hotel was, you know, soundproof, thank God.
Soundproof, nice.
Yeah, could have been getting burnt alive. Wouldn't know, mate. Would not know. I was fast asleep while the Knicks fans carried on. And the next day, I was like, I've got to go see this, you know, buses and all the street. Nothing. Mum Darnie has that place clean, bruss.
Yeah.
There was a little bit of rubbish in the streets, but there was nothing like you saw on the news.
Yeah, they were ready. They'd flown the riot police and the National Guard in. They had all these things ready to go. So because they knew they were going to do it.
You couldn't even see glass on the ground from any carry-on. There was nothing. Yeah,
that's crazy.
And then they announced, Mum Darnie announced, you know, the parade's on next week.
Thursday, that's probably going to be his most viral tweet ever. That thing. What did he say? Like Manhattan Thursday parade.
That's it.
That's it. Nothing else. Just a full stop. Everybody's like losing their mind. I was like, that's totally.
You know, I stupidly said, "Oh, I think I'm going to go to the parade. It's my last day in New York. I might check that out." You're right, bro. People started lining up the day before.
Yes. At
the barricades, and there was like hundreds of people.
Injured.
Yeah.
People got injured. As soon as them gates went down, people got injured because they were just
crazy.
Let's go.
And I can tell you right now, there was no care from the NYPD. Like they had no control.
No, they knew. They're like, well, we won. Fuck it.
And there's nothing that they can do. There's so many people. I think there was like 1 million people at the parade.
Yes. Yeah. And I loved watching all the social media footage. It wasn't like people just lining up. Like every pole, every roof, every like bin, anything that you could be on,
everyone was
people
standing
were
on it. Yeah,
like things that have never been touched before by people were like, well, that's a vantage point. And they're like shimmying up and like tying themselves to the light posts because then nobody could get up there. Like, I'm just going to tie myself here. This is my vantage point.
It was crazy.
People were fighting. I've seen two gummers fighting. Like
that footage, and then she started twerking.
Yeah.
Bro, you can't make this up. This is how crazy New Yorkers were. And they are like genuinely crazy. Like you see it and you're like, that's a minority. No, that was the majority of New Yorkers while you were there. It was pandemonium.
It is an attitude, right? Like they're the biggest city. They're the best city and they just lose their shivers.
You know, one of the best things I heard when I was in New York is like, New Yorkers aren't nice, but they're kind. So like if they see you lost, like they'll help you, but like they're not going to be nice about it. They'll just like
Yeah.
help you. Like, and I actually came across that a lot because people go, oh, New Yorkers are real assholes or they're just
Yeah.
mean and like, but when you're there, you go, oh, I understand why people are the way that they are here because it's so loud, it's so busy.
Yeah.
There's just every person in the world there. And if you live there, you're just like, move out of my way. Like,
Yes.
and you've got to be loud because the town's loud, you
And
know?
that's probably like any big city, right? Like you can always tell the difference between country people
No,
and city people
no,
by the way they walk.
No, because Japan, Tokyo, one of the biggest cities
Okay,
in the
that's
world,
That's a different culture.
you will
Sorry.
barely get a peep out of those people.
I'm talking about colonized countries. Japanese people are lovely to everybody. You know, the thing of the World Cup, the coolest thing about the Japan team and their fans is they leave the dressing room and the stadium cleaner than when they got there.
Yeah, I believe it.
Like that's how nice these mob are. Like they'll go to any country
yeah.
and the Japanese soccer team, like they'll have their own dressing room and like, everything's prepared for them, right? Like they come in and the host city prepares everything. And these mob fold, wipe down, clean, like they leave it spotless with thank you gifts for the people who do the work.
yeah.
And then their fans walk through the stadium, emu parade style, clean up every piece of rubbish on their way out.
See,
They,
I believe
they
it.
don't leave it.
Not
It's
New
crazy.
Yorkers. Not New Yorkers. Like,
not any other country. They're the only country that does it. I think one of the South American fan team, they do it a little bit now just to, but Japan
Japan
do
do
it
it.
without even thinking.
Yeah.
Like, they do it just, the South American team does it as like a bit.
yeah.
Whereas the Japanese people are like, oh no, we have to do this. Get out of the way.
There was no one wearing normal clothes in New York. It was
It was all
just
sports stuff.
all sports gear. It
Yeah,
was
most
Knicks
definitely.
shirts, mostly Brazilians. It was Mexicans, like, but there were even like Scotsmen walking down the street in full like Scottish outfits.
Yeah.
Every freaking culture was there. It was
That's so
unreal.
cool.
It was such an unreal time, and because it was summer, like kind of perfect days, hot, like just an unreal time in New York. I had a really, really good time.
Yeah, that was the trip that I've been the most jealous of. I think I was like,
You don't get jealous when I go home to Cairns? Is that what you're saying?
no, that's yeah. And even like the Europe trip, I was like, yeah, that's
Oh,
fine,
come on.
whatever. But I'm not really a destination person. But I was like, okay, that timing was amazing.
It was definitely once in a lifetime.
Yeah. My assistant coach, he's a New York Knicks fan, and he's going to New York next month for a holiday.
Oh,
And
just
so
missed it.
he's in the 40s. And so he's like, like he's been a Knicks fan that whole time. And the thing you don't know, if you don't follow the NBA, like the Knicks have been so close a bunch of times and they've had like these promising teams that are like, oh, they're going to win. This is their year. And they just never could.
No.
This team was the least likely to win out of all the teams that they've thought were going to win. Nobody thought that anybody was going to win, let alone the Knicks. And yeah, even like when they were down 2-0, people were still like, yeah, that's just going to
It's the
take some
Knicks,
time, but
yeah.
this other team's going to win. And yeah, so
Especially against
that was something-
Spurs. Like Spurs aren't like, they're a dangerous team. They always have been. And everyone
they
counted
beat
them
last
out.
year's They beat last year's champions, and they did it easy. When it was like, there's no way New York can beat the team that beat last year's champs. But yeah, and so that's what makes it cool. I got a few New York fans who were losing their minds, and one lad flew over from Melbourne just to be there.
How much did he pay?
He couldn't afford
he
the
didn't
game
take it, but he
tickets
just
because
went,
they
yeah.
were. But he just went. He's like, I'm going because I don't know when the next chance is going to be, and this
Yep.
might be the time they win. And yeah, like he thinks he's gangster. But like he was like screaming at his phone, like just I've never seen him like lose control. He's always trying to be like Mr. Cool, but he was just like screaming at his phone, like New York, we did it! I told you, I said Knicks in 5, blah blah blah.
Knicks in
And,
5, baby. Everyone was just
yeah.
going around. Knicks
But
in 5.
like yeah, like you never see him like really show any emotion. Like he's always trying to be like the super cool, laid back guy, and he was just screaming. Like it's the most emotional I've ever seen him.
The fans
display
were
at
like,
the
people were
15 years ago.
crying in the streets,
Yeah.
like grown ass men
Yeah.
were just crying. And then like Jose Alvarado was on a float the next day, the Puerto Rican Day Parade,
Yeah.
like singing up. It was so
amazing.
loose, and the whole
Yeah.
of New York just rolled out every celebrity. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like
Oh, it's crazy.
all of the the day one Knicks fans,
I
celebrities.
couldn't afford to go to the game. Like there was tickets
Yeah.
that were in the nosebleed section that were worth like $8,000. And that is like
And Trump fell asleep.
absolutely crazy. And Trump fell asleep. Yeah.
Disrespectful
Yeah.
man. But
Well,
yeah,
yes,
man.
yes, yeah, that was
Amazing.
that looked like a deadly trip. Even the UN stuff would have been deadly, but
Oh.
just the everything else that happened on top of that, I was like, oh my goodness.
I know. Of course she's there when that's
Of
happening.
course she's there when that's happening.
And the
you know.
weather was just like blissful, man. Just so nice. Everything was just on point. So I had a really mad time. Except, you know I love my sneakers. You know I love my Air Jordans.
Yes. Yep.
Now, I'm retired for anyone that wants to know. Well, I'm semi-retired. I've got most of my
You retired from the sneaker game?
from the sneaker game. I wish I was retired from working in life, but I'm not. Just the sneaker game. I went over there, and it's only when I travel that I go, oh, if there are some Jordans that I don't have, like they're impossible to get, if I see them, I'll get them. Or if a shop has them, I'll get them. One being the Mars Blackman 4s. Especially because it's the Mars Blackmans are so hard to get, impossible to get. I asked for them, nothing. There's also another pair of 11s that I don't have, the Space Jams. Do you think they had in the whole of New York? I went to every sneaker store in every freaking borough. I swear, mums. Nah, not in my size. Couldn't get it. It's a hard shoe to get. The Dirty Breads I looked for, couldn't get it. I'm like, oh, okay. How about I just retire forever? So yeah. But other than that, man, it was a good time. But when I was away, I come home. The last time I was away, a war started, and then I come home this time, and it's apparently finished. So
apparently, we're using air quotes.
While I was away too, I saw your mum do a press conference. Sorry, Auntie Deb. Sorry, that's so disrespectful to Auntie Deb. I'm so sorry. I know. I'm just like, while I'm saying this, damn it.
Now I know what you're talking about.
Your mum, Pauline. Auntie Pauline, please explain. I saw her do a press club.
Press club. Her first ever press club address. Yes.
30 years of politics. Only just got invited.
Politics. I just got invited. And it was everything you could have hoped for, you know. And I do understand why, you know, people who are under pressure go back to their most basic racist roots and start supporting, you know, the populists. But the more she talks, the better it is for the rest of Australia.
Correct. And her polls are down as of this week because of that. The polls
One week after.
Just let her talk, and she will ruin it herself.
And people, like I've seen people, because, you know, there's been a big thing about there's Indonesian and Indian troll groups, so they're like businesses that are set up in other countries, and their job is to pay them money, and then they just troll the internet, and they, you know, put all the supporter comments and vote in all the polls and stuff to boost them. So they found that out in the same week that she had that performance. They found out that somebody from her supporters has been paying these international online trolls to flood Facebook and everything with all these comments and stuff, and people are like, oh, okay, so
support Australian business, she reckons.
Support Australian business, and meanwhile she's paying, you know, overseas trolls.
Wow, so it was just so many things, like, to unpack it. Like, I watched it while I was on the subway because, you know, a bit of fun.
Yeah, why not? I couldn't watch it. I just can't.
You can't watch the whole thing, bro. You need to watch the whole thing.
Kills me. It just kills me. I can't do it.
You know what? Like, I was thinking, if she becomes the prime minister, like, let's pretend in one wild world she becomes the prime minister. I don't know if I could take 4 years of hearing her talk.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, her voice is like nails on a chalkboard.
It's so hard to listen to.
That's not even listening to what she's saying. That's just listening to her voice.
It's just attempting to say words is the hard bit. She told everyone should be speaking English properly while she couldn't even pronounce English. It was just...
That's what it's all like. One guy's like, English is my fourth language. How do I speak it better than Pauline Hanson?
How? You know what it was? It was like, obviously she has an advisor writing the speeches, right? There's not a politician alive that writes their own speeches, except
but there's
for maybe
no way
Trump.
she'd be able to write it even if she didn't have one.
Exactly. And she obviously didn't rehearse it before she went out because she just couldn't string the sentences together.
Mm-hmm. There was no pre-work.
No.
Like, I only watched the bits of it, and you could see she was trying to work it out as she was going.
She was like, this doesn't sound right.
That's not what that word is. And you mispronouncing it twice doesn't make it easier. And then
pausing in the right, like, wrong word. Yeah.
You're not breathing in the right times. Like, because we've done a bit of public speaking, right? Like you got to work out your
Exactly.
you got to work out your breathing rhythm before you start talking. You can't just start reading
Right.
some shit and be like, okay. I'm like, bruh, she was out of breath. She was
Question
more
marks at the end
nasally.
of
Yeah,
sentences that shouldn't have been there.
yeah.
Like,
She was tilting in the middle of a sentence for no reason. I was just like,
and
what?
then the
Like,
stunt. Like, let's not forget
yeah,
the stunt that
yeah, that
happened.
was hilarious. That was so good.
And then the people that came in and ripped it off. I was like, relax. You didn't need to rip it like that. Like,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
pull it
yeah.
down gently.
Just pull it down. Like,
Oh,
what?
man.
Yeah.
Um,
There's been such a great social media reaction to that. Like, because the people who are like, oh, the lefties are snowflakes were like, that could have been a bomb. Like, really? It could have been
really?
a bomb? Like, that poster that says the truth could have been a bomb? And like, come on now. Like, what are you talking about? Like, how could it have been a bomb? Obviously, the people who had inside information on how to do it,
Yeah.
they're not going to be the people that are going to be allowed to have, we're just going to give these random terrorists the chance to plant a bomb.
Right.
Like, come on, bro. Like,
It's the whole thing was just cringy, but it was like if you just let her talk,
just let it talk.
she will come undone. She always has.
Yes.
The thing about Pauline, and I will agree with her when she says, "I've never changed. I am who
No.
I am," and that is 100% correct. She's always
Yeah.
been a
That's not the
racist
flex
bigot.
she thinks. Yeah, she does. That's not the flex she thinks it is. Like, she's like, I've never changed. Like,
I've
yeah,
never-
we know.
we know, and it shows. You know, like,
Yeah, it really does.
and really, you can't argue with her. Like, yes, she is who she is, and she's always
Mm.
been that. Now she has Barnaby as a mouthpiece. It's only a matter of time before he goes off the rails again. Remember all of that a couple of years ago?
Yes,
Kicking back on a
yes.
park bench and on the ground after a big night, old mate Barnaby.
Did
So,
you see?
yeah,
Did you see the Kata?
the Batuta, the reading.
the Batuta Kata
Bruh.
reading? I was laughing. Like, I
Is
laughed
that
every time I
real?
heard it.
Is that a real speech from Bob?
No, I'm
Okay,
pretty
I was
sure.
gonna say,
I'm pretty sure
geez.
Mel said it was they made it up, but they were like pretending to be Bob when they did it, and I was like that was just amazing. I was like, if this is a real quote,
Could
like,
you imagine?
bruh, give me Bob Carter versus One Nation any day of the week.
Honestly, and people will say that they'll, like if you actually know Bob, he's a bit of a loose cat, but he actually does spit some truth, and he does. We've said this before. He represents his constituents, and actually follows through with the action. That's the difference.
Yes, exactly.
Paul,
Well,
yeah.
I think I've said on the podcast before, Bob Catter was behind the removal of the last bit of legislation around Aboriginal fellows being in communities. So he was one of the ones that took that. That's how old he is.
Yeah, I was going to say that's how old
He
he
was one of the ones that worked with the Sherbrooke mayor and a few other people to
Yeah.
say, like, there's still people who think they're under the act
Yeah.
because of these things. And there was one last little piece of legislation that it wasn't being enforced,
Yeah.
but it was still like legislative powers around the removal or containing of black people in missions.
Yeah.
And he was one of the ones that led that.
This is the thing. Like, he does have his
Crazy.
benefits. I don't agree with his homophobia
No,
and
he's-
his stance on immigrants and Christianity. There's a lot of things I disagree with Bob Catter on, but there's some things where I'm like, Bob ain't lying. Pauline, though, she is who she is. And yes, she's right. She hasn't changed. But if you give her enough space, she will just come undone. She always has. Everything
Yes.
falls back on her because of what she says, because she can't articulate anything
not
and
smart.
follow through.
She's just not very smart, and she's been able to hold a Senate seat because she's in Queensland and we're the most racist state in Australia. And that's how she's gained this popularity, is people like, holding onto this populist whatever. And they think there's they've been sold this lie on social media that she's the alternative to the two major parties.
Yeah.
When the reality of when you read what these people are complaining about, I'm like, you should be voting for the Greens.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all these things you're complaining about,
Yeah, it's what they
the
stand
Greens, the Greens are the ones who hate big business. They hate big donations. They hate they hate businesses interfering with politics.
Advocate
they
for housing.
They advocate for housing, for health, to look after Australians.
for. Yeah.
But
Wrong party, guys. Wrong party.
yeah. But obviously, they also love people and the environment, and
Yeah,
that's where
it's too
they're
much.
like, oh,
Draw the line.
It's a scam.
Yeah. Draw the line at climate change, even though it's the hottest time ever in Europe right now, record-breaking temperatures. But you know what's funny? I think Pauline has. It is such an amount of luck that she's run into, because she's in the Trump era, so she's able to feed off that. She's got
and
Labor.
and they're advising her.
They're advising her. She's gone over on trips. She's doing all the stuff. Social media, AI. Then you've got Labor, who have not really had a great year in politics for their first year. They've broken a lot of promises. They've lost a lot of things, a lot of distrust. They haven't really fixed things. There's been a war. There's been all these things that have happened. Then you got the coalition, who just can't even get two members together.
Couldn't organise something in a brothel.
Honestly, so she's really riding off pure luck. All the stars have aligned in her political world by luck. Because if you took this even 5 years ago, do you think anyone's talking about Pauline? Absolutely no one was.
No.
Yeah,
And I think that's like you said, there's been some really, really well timed. She's still alive. She's old. She's like 70-something.
This is the other thing. She's 70-something.
Yeah, but she went over to Mar-a-Lago and sucked up to the mob over there. So they're supporting her in this campaign because, they know that that's how they keep global political power, is by, creating unrest and supporting far-right people to, get all this other BS going.
Speaking of, one of her main funders is Gina Reinhardt. I also saw some sort of tractor noises coming out of... Did you see that the other week? Can we all make a tractor noise?
Oh,
Gina Reinhardt. Well, can we make a digger noise? Brrr. Sometimes you just, just take the microphone off people. You might have too much money, not enough
just
sense.
because she got money, don't give her the microphone.
Don't give her the microphone. And it's like one of those times where it's like mum's in the room with money. Like if you want something at the shops today, you will laugh at her jokes.
Yes,
that's
exactly
what that
right.
whole group look like when
Exactly
she's
what it
making
is.
truck
The dumbest
noises and going,
jokes,
"Come on, everyone, make this sound." Brrr.
Yeah.
Stop! It was so cringe. Like inside of me, I
bad.
was dying, bro. I was like, "Someone save her!"
Yeah. And
too
that
much
was the one
money.
where she gave Pauline a tractor. Hey,
Yep.
another donation to. I was like, bruh.
It was just shame. It's all very cringy. And then the people in the background of the press club clapping. And then you've got now, and I can say the media play a huge part in this because, and it's funny that she got up on stage, Pauline Hanson, at the press club and said, that you media need to start reporting the truth and I'm not going to speak to you and you portray me in this way. And I'm like, they are literally
Quoting you
every single day, pushing a false narrative of how you're so popular and this and that, and it's the rise of One Nation and this and that. It's all a lot of media hype, for one. It's really not like what everyone thinks it is. It's media hype. And she's there saying that the SBS is going to be cut, apparently.
SBS and ABC will be subscription only for people in the city.
It's like, people are just, is she right? You know what I mean? I'm like, this is crazy. But the same week, Karl Sanderlin's got a $12 million payout because of his settlement. So one of the right-wing kind of, you could say, shock jocks in Australia. He's now independent. And guess who else? Karl Stephanovic, who has been doing his podcast. I think we talked about this a couple of episodes ago around his podcast and, the type of guests that he's got on. And I was wondering how it was going to work because Karl, up until this past week, has been with Channel 9 on his last contract year with the Today Show. And I think I told you, I was actually speaking to a friend about this the other day. I said, I guarantee you Karl's out. By the end of this year, he started this podcast. This is his retirement plan. He's going to take every sponsor with him and he's going to have the freedom to say and do whatever he wants. He's already testing the boundaries now. So I was not surprised to see that he got let go by the Today Show. But what are your thoughts on that when it comes to Karl being fired?
Yeah, so I think it's hilarious because, Karl used to be, it's so obvious that this is a grift. He was the one that wore the same suit every day on TV to protest the show that women, the sexism that exists in the media and nobody once commented on his suit. He used to be in support of changing the date. All these things that what he used to have these opinions and now there's a money grab. He saw, there's so much money in being a conservative right-wing ball bag because
Not a ball bag.
Big business needs that. Big business needs that sort of support, right?
Big ball bags need that support by the sounds of it. Chooch.
Little ball bags with the sounds of it. But yeah, so I think it's pretty obvious to anyone that's semi coherent that it's a grift and he knows that that's how he's going to make his money. He probably doesn't believe in what he's saying, but
I
he
don't
just
know.
knows that
I
it's-
think Carl's always been like this.
Yeah, you think the was
I
performative.
I think the other side of Carl being on TV, because I've watched Carl for years, and I actually always found Carl very charming, very I could see though his right wing politics, especially on Australia Day, he would always kind of have a different opinion, or he'd be too scared to kind of go into it. And only up until the last couple of years where he's gone hard on, no, it's Australia Day, rah, rah. But I think he's always had these views. He's always been in that circle. I think he was playing the media game or playing a safe card all those years. But I truly believe this is Karl. Like, this is the real Karl. We've seen him finally. And now he doesn't have any constraints of any channels. I think this is very deliberate.
Yes.
And I also think, though, because if you don't know, Karl Stephanovic got dropped because he had Tommy Robinson, which was a far right personality. I don't even know what he is.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call him an activist because,
They
you know
call
what I
him
mean?
A leader because he
Whatever he is.
he's leading the white hype again.
Far right political activist in the UK and Europe. And Karl was interviewing him for his podcast. And I have a couple of thoughts about it. One is that if Karl had interviewed this guy for 60 minutes, would there have been an issue? Now, I'm playing devil's advocate here from a very, from someone who's been in traditional media. So I've kind of sat on both sides. I've done traditional media. I worked for lots of different stations, both Indigenous, mainstream, commercial, and now I do an independent podcast. So I've actually gone over to the dark side, independent, where I don't have any policies. I don't have a producer except for Courage, who cleans us up every week. We can essentially say and do whatever we want. And that is what we call freedom of speech in this country, apparently. But it's because we have technology now. We have different forms of media. People want to listen to long form things like our podcast and others. Karl is now one of these people who've been in traditional media for 20 plus years and is like, wait a minute, what do you mean I can say whatever I want and do and interview who I want on my own podcast and people still listen to me over here? Why would I sit here with a producer and an team of executives telling me what I can and can't say and who and whatever I can't interview when I can have it on my own over here? So he's been testing the waters, and you've seen people like Joe Rogan and others that is really extremely powerful media. Podcasting, long form, independent media is very wanted now. It is authentic. That's what people want. They don't want, hello, welcome back to the Today Show. They don't want a robot. They don't want
the overproduced stuff. They want to hear from.
They want to hear humans. They want to hear real views. They like personalities, real personalities that aren't put on. And like me and you, we sit in the kitchen, we sit on the couch, we have black ass podcasts with dogs. Like, this is why people listen. So Karl, I go, if Karl had interviewed Tommy Robinson for 60 minutes, would he have got the sack?
No,
he wouldn't have.
definitely not. And I also think one of the things that the Channel 9 people, the statements that one of the executives made in regards to this said, we support freedom of speech, but as a journalist, your integrity is in that you make sure you ask the right questions and you don't enable something. So they're basically saying, you can have freedom of speech, but you don't just get to let them say whatever you want. Like, if you're a real journalist, then you need to actually ask questions and hold them to account.
That's the lens of traditional media. The difference now is that Karl, and he messed up because he was still attached to a network. But as Karl, the independent podcaster with no execs or anyone, he can have one view if he wants to. That's the controversy here. Pauline Hanson, if she wanted to have a podcast and talk right wing and whatever, she's entitled to. Just like you and I can and say our view. It's like there is no regulatory body for podcasting. This is the thing. Karl is entitled to interview who he wants. He doesn't have to provide a balanced view. But because he was with Channel 9, that's where he got into trouble. But when he is now free from those contracts, there is nobody who's going to be checking out what Karl's doing, like
yeah, that's right.
regulating that, because he can say whatever he wants. And I know Pauline offered him a job, bless. I don't think she can afford Karl.
No. And I think, like you're saying, like there's such a huge market there now that like he's able to do that role and have that freedom of, you know, saying what he likes, whether it's right or wrong. And there's also like the thing that we don't see behind the scenes where the political influence stuff is started by people, you know, by companies who are like, all right, you get a certain amount of people, so hey, let's put this on and I'll give you this much money. So people literally paying to go on the podcast, or people literally paying for a point of view that don't show up on your, you know, they're not a sponsor.
Yep.
They're not, you know, them yarns, but it's like, here, if you say this, you know, he gets to choose. They say, here's $500,000 for you to promote one Pauline Hanson and One Nation for the rest of the, yep, okay, I can do that. And then he does that. He doesn't have any strings attached.
No.
It's just all, you know, money to him, money for Jam. So,
and technically he's not doing anything wrong.
No, that's right.
This is the thing. It's just like Joe Rogan when Trump was running. Trump went on Joe Rogan. His political team was smart enough to go, oh no, this is the biggest audience because people want to listen to this Joe, blah, blah, blah. You should go on this. That is what won Trump a lot of the votes, because Joe Rogan was able to have just a conversation with him, and he sounded like a real person, because podcasting is very familiar. It is a combo. It's like sitting around the table and there's no real rules. It's not like an ABC or someone where they're like, okay, and then we're going to have your view and then we're going to interview this other person for a balanced view. And we're going to
have a balanced view.
We'll have a setup, and which is ethically great. That's how it should be, right? But now the game has changed for media, and it's going to be filtering into our political circles.
Yeah.
And our people need to think about it more. I mean, we're already on the track. So, you know, if anyone wants to come and sponsor this podcast, then you can.
And I think you're right. Like, we already saw this in media when you saw like the way the Murdoch media behaves, you know, Fox News and all that, you know, where basically Fox News is in court said they're an entertainment industry because they're not real news, right? So they know that they're not delivering the full news. They're delivering a perspective because that's what their sponsors and their viewers want.
But they're still a network.
But it's still a network, and so there's still those rules. Whereas, like you're saying, for independent media, like you can go as crazy as you like if you're independent, because nobody's really going to say anything, and the people who vote with their ears or vote with their sponsorship bucks. So I think it will affect some major sponsors coming on board with Karl, but I think there will be a lot of little politically based sponsorship that he'll be able to thrive on.
I think we're going to see a huge amount of sponsorship coming to Karl's podcast. Like, just watch the space. He will take half of the Today Show sponsors. I guarantee you that. He's very popular. People don't watch the Today Show for anyone else but Karl. I can tell you.
Yeah. But I also don't think
it's
like
true.
I don't think those major companies want to align themselves that politically yet. Like, I think that'll be.
I don't know.
I don't think we're there yet. Where like we've seen major. Well, I'm not talking like major sponsors like Qantas and banks and stuff. Like none of them are jumping on that political bandwagon yet. Like it's too risky. But there's still going to be businesses and, you know, like people like Gina Reinhardt and Harvey Norman and a few places who have pretty specific views and a lot of money.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm talking like the major corporates and the major whatevers. They're not jumping down that road yet because it's too much of they've got too much of a public image to pretend to have.
If the White House can have literal fights on the front lawn.
Exactly. But let's not try to use America's gone to the shit house. They need to give it back to the Native Americans.
Let's think, 100% agree, but let's think about it. 10 years ago, or not even like 15 years ago, if you had said Donald Trump's going to become the prime minister, the president, everyone would be laughing. So now we're in Australia where Pauline Hanson is rating very high. Karl Stephanovic has got a right-wing podcast that is going to do very well. I think like there's just a lot of things that can happen. But on the flip side of that is there's podcasts like ours. There's other people and other opportunities where there is another view. And that's all it is. It's just different views. Because there are people that exist in this world with those views, and they sometimes are a little bit louder. And then this side can be loud. It's just this is the world we're living in. But now I feel like, yeah, this is the time. And I kind of, I question the Karl stuff this week because I'm like, he is a journalist and he has done things for, 60 Minutes and others. And I'm like, if he had interviewed that person for that,
I 100% agree.
100% would have been a different story. But
And I 100% agree that he went into this knowing that he was not going to be working at Channel 9. Like he wasn't going to be like, oh, I'm going to see how long. I think he was just like, how long can I get paid doing Channel 9? Because they pay him
correct.
a load of money. So he was like, I'm just going to keep drawing this out until they fire me. I'm not going to quit.
No.
I'm going to make them fire me, and I'm going to do that. So
yeah, 100%. So yeah, it's been an interesting time. While I've been away 3 weeks, mate. I'll tell you what, but we're back.
3 weeks.
Award-winning podcast.
The award-winning podcast. Where's that award? I can't
What are
see
you
it in
talking
the
about?
background.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, what happened?
No,
Just
you know where the
no,
no.
just so no listeners, I haven't even seen a photo of the award yet.
Liar!
I've only
I
seen
posted it on our socials. You could like it. You know what? I've put the award as you walk into my house. It's on the on a table, so the dogs can't get
Yes,
near it
thank you.
because this table here, my dog's always running around it. I don't trust that they're gonna hit it. They're gonna jump on me. It's gonna fall off, smash on the ground. Mission doghouse. Can't trust. So
I was going to have to come build a shelf or something for you.
and it's in there because in the rare case that I have a man at my house sometime in the next millennium, like they'll walk in and be like, "Oh my God, you want a podcast?" I'm like,
You're so
"Yes,
famous.
bitch! Like,
Yes, let me
hello,
worship you,
take a
queen.
look,
Yes.
polish it." Like, I don't know. I don't know. That's the dream.
The dream one day.
Anyway, so yeah, someone said to me, "So does Aaron get one as well?" I'm like, "Aaron don't get one.
Yeah, I'm going to make a replica.
Aaron's got a microphone. That's what he's got." And
I'm
he
going to
can-
get it. I'm going to get my mate with a 3D printer.
I'll get you a photocopy.
Yeah. Print this out from the photocopy.
Black and white. black and white
Yeah.
photocopy.
I'm going to have mine's going to be a black one with white writing. Because that's the cheapest to print.
Oh my God. No money for printing every hour. Dad. Well, it's really good to be back, brother. Lots have happened. If the listeners want to, follow us on the socials, it's a bit quiet because we've been away. So hit us up with what you want us to talk about because we've got NAIDOC week coming up soon.
No, NAIDOC week.
Oh my God. Black Christmas is upon us.
Black Christmas is here. Can't
Very
wait.
keen. Follow us on socials, them yarns. What else have we got? TikTok, Insta, bloody Facebook, all them things. We look forward to hearing
on
from
there.
you. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, we'll see you next week.
Yes, yo.
Yo.
Central Board.